right now is 9:06 a.m. Um, where did I just put that agenda? What are they? You, sorry for that. I'm gonna call this meeting to order. The meeting of the Game Management Advisory Commission will now come to order. Today is Tuesday. Right now is 9:07 a.m., November 18th, 2025. This meeting is being held at the Puna Conference Room at the County Building in Hilo and on Zoom. Um, I'm gonna take a roll call, starting off with District 1, Mr. Dewar.
Aye.
District 2, Tayson Wong Chong.
Aye.
District 3, Leo Mana, aye. District 4, Mr. Brian Lay.
Aye.
And District 9, Sir Justin Ackerman.
Aye.
Yeah. Mahalo, we have quorum for today. Just a reminder, some housekeeping rules. Please make sure your cell phones are turned off or on silent mode. To all of us who are attending here in person, please remember to speak into the microphone when you speak, so that way your statements can be recorded and transcribed. Under HRS 92 Tax 3, the Sunshine Law, GMAC may remove any person who willfully disrupts a meeting to prevent or compromise the conduct of the meeting. All persons appearing before the GMAC are reminded to conduct themselves in a courteous manner. For testimony, those in person, if you wish to testify, please fill out the public registration form. And anyone on Zoom, if you'd like to testify on any agenda item, please provide your name and identify which items you would like to testify on. Just a reminder, for testimonies, cameras do not need to be on. Right, Micah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yep, that was just a reminder. I got confused one of the meetings where I said, oh, your camera gotta be on, but for test, yeah, it doesn't have to be, okay. Just wanted to clear that up. All right, and that's it. Moving on to our next agenda item. Agenda item number 2, statements from the public on any of our agenda items today. Any interested person who wants to provide oral testimony on any agenda item may do so right now or at any time that is specified during the meeting and an agenda item is called. Just checking if we have any public testimony for today. You want
Can
to?
you ask Nani and James if they're here for testimony?
Okay. Aloha Nani, aloha James. If you guys have any testimony, can you guys raise your hand or put it in the chat, please? If not, then no worries. Thank you. You wanted to ask Dexter to explain that again so we get it on record?
Yeah, sure. Chair, I'd like District 1 doer. I'd like to ask Dexter Edgerman if he could give us a brief summary of the statewide meeting that he attended for the hunters run by Kubo from Kauai.
Is that on the
Yeah,
agenda?
well, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
so can yeah.
The chair can take items outside the agenda if he agrees, correct?
No, so you gotta, well, you can amend the agenda if,
All 5 of us agree.
Yeah.
Actually, that's fine. I'll bring it up. I attended that meeting and I
Okay,
can bring
yeah.
it up my commissioner report.
Yeah. But just for clarification, we can amend the agenda with the 5.
Yeah, there's a standard for amending the agenda and it's, pretty high.
Pretty high, yeah, okay.
It's gotta be only one person and
Yep.
I'm not sure you can bring that up in your report.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think there's a clarification, but I'll look into my correspondence with UEPA and get back with you if there's in fact a change. If in fact the chair can allow testimony outside of the agenda if he so agrees.
Yeah, so it's pretty black and white. I can read it to you guys later if you want.
Yep. Yep, no worries, thank you. Okay, just moving forward, double checking. Any public testimony of any of the agenda items today? Okay, none seen. Moving forward to our next agenda item, approval of the minutes. And we have the minutes right here. Okay, minutes. Did we all get a chance to check out the minutes from last meeting?
Yep.
Which actually was a good meeting, all right. Can we please get a motion to,
Justin, District 9, move to approve the minutes.
Brian Lay, District 4, second the motion.
we got a motion to approve the minutes and a second. Do we have any discussion on the minutes? None seen? I don't need to do a roll call, right? I can just accept it.
Nobody objected to the minutes. You need to say they're accepted then. Any objections to the minutes?
Okay, is there any objections to the minutes?
Did you do a motion?
Yes.
Yeah, just say all in favor.
Okay, all in favor to accept the minutes as is, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion passes, minutes accepted, thank you. Next agenda item. Agenda item number 4, Commissioners' District Reports. 4A, each commissioner will provide an update and share concerns about their respective districts. Commissioners to decide on whether to add those topics to the next meeting and to invite the public to provide testimonies and presentations at their meeting. Permitted interaction groups may be created at this time. There will otherwise be no discussion or voting, which will be preserved for when it's itemized on future agenda. Okay, starting at District 1.
District 1, Dewar. Chair, for just for a clarification, are we having the presenter today?
No.
No. Okay, so we have more time in the commission
Yeah.
reports? Okay,
Yeah, we have a little more time in our commissioner reports to update ourselves in our districts.
okay. Okay, Dewar, District 1, commissioner report. I got a reach out from a fellow by the name of Larry Hovis, who lives in Hawaiian Beaches, and he has was complaining about his pig problem. He was complaining that he's reached out to the state, the county, and the police department to know a satisfaction of his. Basically, he called it a runaround. He asked the police to come and shoot the pigs. They said, no, that we cannot do this, but you could. And then he said to himself, no, if I do it, then I could be responsible for not having a gun permit and shooting in a residential area. His question essentially was, he doesn't have the money to fence his backyard. He said this morning, 2 300-pound animals were in his backyard. 7,000 to fence. He doesn't have the money to fence. He contacted a fellow with the trap. The trap quoted him $100 to bring the trap, $100 to trap the animal, and $100 to take the animal away. Whoa. Right. He then called the county to get on and asked them about the trapping, and the person at the county said, you've got to go on to a list, of which there was no determined time, no determined issue. Contacted Ashley Kirkowitz, who said she's looking into it. So essentially, this seems to be like I told them that at this commission, we hear this all the time. Quite frankly, I try to get back with him on some kind of help, maybe get him with Abraham. But essentially, once again, this is a big issue. That leads us into the Smoke It Up Hawaii. That there was the event that Ashley Kirkowitz held in the Puna marketplace. It was on a Sunday, heavy rain. It was expensive, $75 a ticket, but it was well attended. I mean, there was at least a couple 100, 300 people, and they had booths from food trucks and from restaurants around town, which were serving essentially smoked pig. So that was well attended, had music, but it also had displays from U.S. Fish and Wildlife was there. So Slim Variato, who's a longtime hunter, was there. Dofar was there, and essentially talking with them. Excuse me. On handling the issue of pigs and getting pigs to market. Essentially to go through like a formal procedure, you got to go to FDA. And Slim Variato was saying that they've been testing for what
Brucellosis.
brucellosis. So they've been testing for brucellosis, and they've basically been getting 20% of the animals testing positive for brucellosis. Essentially, the problem with brucellosis isn't the fact that you can't eat the meat, because if you cook the meat, it's okay. However, with FDA, they don't allow you, even with that precaution, to run those animals and give it an approval. You can't get an approval on the meat for it, so it's a problem. What Slim did say, however, which was something that the veterinarian that we had here last year, who she was Department of Ag, Dr. Kim, who was the vet who told us similars about brucellosis. Okay, is that the disease is transmitted in the blood of the pig. And the biggest problem with brucellosis is hunters getting pig blood on them, contracting the disease. And Slim knew a fellow. Slim had a Honokaa hunter who, in fact, contracted the disease, which morphed a lot like ciguatera. So it was a lot of same symptoms of ciguatera. And in any regard, hunters taking precautions to get blood on, not to get blood on them, seems to be something that needs to get the word out. That being said, on Stan Lawrence, an Orcaland Surf. I mean, we have some time, and but Stan Lawrence, Orcaland Surf, for over 30 years has been working on an artificial reef for surfing. But the reef would also be involved for enhancing fish. Stan, and so this has gone through numerous incarnations of dealing with experts around the world. The latest issue is there's a fellow on the Big Island whose name is Michael Bell. Michael Bell works for a Danish company called DCI. DCI is a world leader in water issues. And they constructed a surf reef in Australia. Australia is much more aggressive on dealing with ocean issues, recreational issues, as it affects their water ocean resources. However, what DCI does, and this may also tie into Pohiki, DCI, looking at their sites, DCI is a full-on scientific engineering, bathymetric, current, ocean condition construction engineering firm. And so we're going to have initial conversations where Stan, essentially what he's narrowed down is the surf issue, the reef issue, which also benefits fishers, is a major issue in Puna, with Puna having lost 18 surf spots and essentially eliminated all access in Lower Puna except for Kahena, which on itself is a very problematic beach. But in any rate, what they're looking at Keaukaha, and they're looking at like the lava off of 4 Mile. And essentially what we know in dealing with this over 30 years is you cannot add anything to the reef. Essentially what you're going to have to do is just take lava off the existing lava and try to build a structure. And then what you may be able to do, so you're going to cut lava, and then if you need to fill, that you would plant coral to enhance the full platform, and then also build it for reef fish. In any regard, okay, so moving forward, the fire that happened on Mauka of Hakalau. I mean, we all know that fire has been an issue that GMAC and hunters have been hounding on for since the sheeps were being eradicated. The big issue, which was brought up by Commissioner Lay, was the fact that a certain Chief Todd said in a public record that the fire was likely caused by hunters. We know in this meeting that the Mono Road and then that area from Tayson District Commissioner, we know that poachers and rustlers have been major issues up there. There's been no action, you know, from DoCare to manage people who are likely doing criminal action. And the fact that a fire chief disparaged hunters needs to be addressed. It needs to be corrected. Moving forward, then the statewide. I sat in with a statewide, and I know Tayson was there, so I'll just bring up the issue with a statewide hunter group. My take on this, having been with these statewide groups for 35 years, is if you have a group, it's one thing to get the issues out, but if there's no action plan, if there's no accountability, it's just idle talk. And the DOFA head, what's his the head of DOFA.
Dave Smith.
Dave Smith, thank you.
Yeah.
Dave Smith was there. At the end of the day, Hunter's talking about issues and talk. No pressure on Dave Smith. If there's issues that need pressure, they need to be pressured. But in any regard, it was a good meeting. Finally, the fish report. The fishing has been great. The summer was bad, essentially with the drought likely bringing currents that never showed up, or currents that weren't normal. But we're in a normal. There's Ono, there's my lots of marlin, and then there's big eye. So guys are catching big eye, which they've not been catching for the last maybe five years. So it's a much better season, and fishing's much better. Thanks, Chair. That's all I have.
Okay, for the update. Okay, moving on to District 2. Mr. Tayson Wong Chong.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'd like to touch base with a little bit of my district report on the statewide meeting. Yeah, that was a good meeting. Dexter as well from the public was in attendance with the meeting. Yeah, I know when this last meeting had Dave Smith, I think it was 3 months back. Had Don Chang was it 3 months? I think it was 6 months back, sorry. Don Chang was also present too during that time. A lot of I just wanted to put that on the record to her, like a lot of broken promises, I would say, that she said that she would be doing, especially with this whole water situation, what's happening in Maui. Obviously it's all talk when they're on the Zoom. I just wanted to put that out there. But as far as from a district report, we obviously all know with the whole bridge going down, we know the time ratio and stuff like that. But I was asked from certain members of the public that if there will be an environmental impact study as to of when the bridge is going to be done, because there is reef there and fish. If any of that is going to be conducted on that project. As far as for another thing, I
Tayson,
took notice.
sorry, Leomana District 3. Can you remind us what bridge you was talking about? I think some people who's not familiar with what's going on in Hilo is kind of
Oh,
wondering.
okay. Yeah, Coconut Island Bridge had collapsed. So yeah, a lot of the public members were reaching out to me and asking if there's going to be an environmental impact study on top of this bridge while the recommission of the bridge is being conducted. So does that answer the question?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Next thing, I go Isles quite often just to hang out with the uncles and sometimes just fish with my kids. not just concerns from the public, but concerns of myself. Um, the edge breaks where the wood breaks is like basically where they used to use for their to put your fishing poles in is pretty much all gone. So that leaves like rebar sticking out of the cement that's pretty much like over a foot long. That's pretty much like if somebody landed on that, that could be a serious issue. And it's just right now there's barricades put in front of them, and it's been like that for a while. Cement barricades. To me, it's like an eyesore, but a hazard at the same time. To where like maybe, and I know it's not going to cost no $100,000, to like fix it back. You know, like I'm not trying to say it out there, but when I do side jobs, I could do something like that for less than $10,000, you know, with the right material. So, in that being said, with the whole county situation, you know, because they do take care of that area, maybe something better structured other than um, what I would say instead of using wood, we build like a cement wall and incorporate fishing pole holders to have public access for, you know, to instead of people having to bring their own pole stands and stuff like that, where they can just pop up and fish, or build some sort of rail system. I don't know, but something better than what it is now. Um, as and a fishing with all this rain that's been happening lately on Bayfront, I fished the other night. I actually caught some fish, and I was actually surprised during all that mud water. But that's a good thing because the fish can still smell in that dirty water. So that's pretty. And on another one to aspect. So we're not off the record situation. Are we not having a Puakalo presentation? No. Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, we couldn't get approval from the higher ups yet.
okay, okay, okay. Okay, that's all I get from the district report. I just had a few questions, but other than that, we're good to go.
Okay, thank you, Jason.
Chair,
Yes.
a couple questions. Where is the rebar exposed and where does it need to be replaced?
District 2, Tasting Water. So at Isles, at the end of the wharf, there used to be like you know, like a wood sitting to where people would sit down, put their pole stands on. Actually, the whole construction of that with the pole stands was actually a lot of the community members, the uncles that would be there every day, did that years ago for the community fishing. Took it out of their own pockets and did that. But you know, wood does rot, especially with the high surf hitting it all the time. It finally broke, especially with this last high surf. Pretty much 3/4 of that whole dock construction, the wood had broke off and washed away. So now there's literally rebars from the cement sticking upwards that they would use to construct that wood is now out of the ground, and people walk past that to fish. So let's say if somebody was fighting a fish and trip over it and land on it, that's a hazard, you know, because it's literally like over a foot long rebar sticking out of the ground. Yeah,
Right on, thank you.
no problem.
Lil Mata, District 3. For that air, I think we should add this onto the next month's agenda and then kind of think about this. Yesterday, I came across the plans for the roundabout they want to build at the bottom of the town. So at Bayfront, they want to build a roundabout at the traffic light now, right next to the lighthouse. And so we know that because we're coming up on that project and we're coming up on the Coconut Island Bridge project, which they gotta do now, that it'll probably be a good idea for us to have some input since I guess the next 2 years, we're looking at construction in that whole area. So we might as well have our inputs with whatever departments, right, on the fishing. Because I saw your video of the fishing area. I used to fish over there all the time as a young boy, and oh, that was crazy that all the wood is that rotted. So I think we're gonna put this on next month's agenda just as a brainstorm and how we can kind of influence the fishing and the wildlife in that area. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Moving on to district number three, Laumana. So this past week, I got to go hunting, in District 3. Not with any weapons, just go scouting in Wailoa, behind by the dump in Kilkaha, by the airport, on our property at Onekahakaha Beach. So I got a total of 17, pua'a that I found in Wailoa. Sometimes I see the big pigs coming out in the parking lot right over there, and I know my family have seen the pigs eating out of the trash, so they're real healthy and the population is always booming. And the population of the pua'a in Wailoa, that's the same family that goes between Wailoa, over by the tennis stadium, and then by where the poor people live by NAS Pool, by the private airport behind there. So that group of pigs, they just go back and forth in their migration according to whenever they chop the trees down, by the flight line where the planes land behind Vernas. In Kilkaha, from the homestead all the way to 4 Miles Beach, we have the pond. I'm just quoting that area because that's the area that we have our property. I found 7 pua'a. One of them had 5 babies. And so that's the next booming population coming up over this next year in Kilkaha, starting from our Nene sanctuary, because we have a lot of Nene at 4 Miles. I think there's about 32 that flock the area right now. I know the bird people, they might, they have issues with pigs in the areas. I didn't get to Kea'au yet. I know, I attended the Smoke It Up Festival. I got to talk to Ashley. I got to talk to a couple of the hunters down there who are help managing that area. And I think we should put more discussion on the Maku'u property for a hunting zone and traditional hunting trails in Maku'u. That was one of the things that when I was talking to Ashley Kirkowitz, trying to figure out where we can migrate all the animals to. And the only options in my mind was that Maku'u, lower Maku'u area that we talked about last year, with Abraham. So I kind of wanted to bring up discussions about that again. And I did check in on top of the sewer lines moving at Tupuna. I'm going to continually push that because Kilkaha is our fishing village. That's where we get majority of our fish. Like it was mentioned earlier, Pohoiki lost a lot of surf spots, but not only a lot of surf spots, I used to dive in all of those spots. The fish in Pohoiki and on the Puna coast is abundant right now. If you can make it out to these areas, there's no lack of fish in these areas. We just have no access other than boat. And we got to drive all the way from either Ka'u or Hilo'one, which is Bayfront. So yeah, Kilkaha is going to be the main fishing village, the main surfing spot for the next 20 years, maybe. And that's kind of the infrastructure that I wanted to set up in Kilkaha, getting those old sewer lines out of there. Other than that, that's my update for district number 3. Mahalo. Moving on to
Chair, could you explain, Dewar District 1, could you give us a heads up on where is this wastewater plant being built?
The wastewater plant is behind the airport right now. If you guys want to go look at the facility, if you drive into Hilo Airport, when you hit the rental car properties, you'll see all of the signs with the arrows saying construction this way. And you can drive all the way back there, but it's an underground facility, basically covered. And if you look at the map from Google Maps, it's behind the airport. And all of the exhaust lines go underneath the flight line. Yeah, so they go underneath the flight line, they go behind the big pond. And that's kind of the issue with the big waves coming into Kilkaha. So they go through Kilkaha, and they come out right by the break wall. So if you drive into Kilkaha, once you pass the break wall, you're going to see the big tanks. That used to be the old treatment facility. Now that's the marine biology research hub for UH. They also do marine mammal research and rescue there. So if we have any marine mammals that need rescues, whether it be a pilot whale, a seal, they rescue the animals, and that's where they take it now because of the old plant and the big tanks. But the new plant, the exhaust line goes under parts of the airport, and it comes out right at Puhi Bay. It comes out at Puhi Bay where there's a flagpole. It goes out for about 100 yards, and it takes like maybe 30-degree turn to the right and heads right towards the front of Onekaha Beach where all the kids play. So right in front of our kids' beach where all the babies learn to swim is about a half mile out is the exhaust pipe for the entire East Hawaii sewage system. And the issue with that is if you get the Department of Health updates on the pollution, they close Keaukaha beaches every day. There's Department of Health warnings every single week about one beach in Keaukaha. And the primary beach that our babies swim at, you know, the 0 to 2-year-olds, is right in front of the exhaust plume. And according to Hawaii News Now, last year, we found COVID-19 coming out of the exhaust plumes. We found the scabies virus. We found a lot of the human pathogens in Keaukaha Ocean, not from humans, from the ocean. So that was a huge eye opener. But because the exhaust pipe is right there, right on top of the beginning of the reef, whenever we have a winter swell, like we just did, the first swells coming in, the back pressure that goes up the pipe, the exhaust, what's it called, the overflow and over the back pressure valves, they gotta release the sewage, or else it's gonna travel back towards the plant and blow the whole machine up.
God.
Yeah, so every year, whenever the waves come, like the last 3 years, we have over 2 million gallons of raw sewage untreated dumped in a 24-hour period. That's 100,000 gallons of raw untreated sewage every hour. So that's kind of the outline of where the exhaust plumes
Chair,
come out.
Chair, this, Dewar District One, this needs to be on the agenda.
We'll put that on the agenda.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the main issue here is across the country, environmental hazards are put in to the people who are at the lowest rung. Keaukaha, is Keaukaha being picked on because it's Keaukaha?
Yeah, well, right now the Department of Hawaiian Homes, they don't, if you live in the homestead, you don't get any break on top of your bill. I think the Department of Hawaiian Homes has some sort of lien or, but nobody benefits from what was going on. I went to the Hawaiian Homes in Keaukaha meeting last month because the Hawaiian Homes Commission, they want to give up what's it called? Not jurisdiction, but they want to give Puhi Bay back to the county. They don't want to pay the bill to take care of Puhi Bay. So next week, Thursday on the 26th or Tuesday, next week, Keaukaha community is going to have a community meeting, and they're going to discuss the future of Puhi Bay, whether they want to take Kuleana over Puhi Bay, or else they're going to give it back to the county as a beach park. And this is the Hawaiian Homes Commission pilot meeting on making those decisions. A little history behind the area. So Hawaiian Homes used to have, it still has Puhi Bay, but it used to go from Puhi Bay all the way to 4 miles. But Hawaiian Homes gave up from Chalks or Browns Point, if you guys know where Browns Point is, all the way to 4 miles back to the county because they couldn't take care of the area because from the tsunami, there's just so much trash. So the old zoo, which is Onekaha Beach, the property that my family has, that used to be Hawaiian Homes property, but right after it became a state, Hawaiian Homes gave that property back to Hawaii County, and Hawaii County didn't have enough money to renovate the area from all the trash from the tsunami. So my family, along with a nonprofit, took control of the area. But that's just a little history behind the property in Kilkaha and how it goes from Hawaiian Homes back to the county and what kind of happens to these properties. The county sometimes don't take jurisdiction. They give it off to nonprofits or they give it off to maybe the Kilkaha board. But if you guys want to learn more about that too, I think next Tuesday at 6 o'clock in the Kilkaha gym is going to be that meeting. I'm probably going to go and give opinion on that, just behind the fishing and the wildlife and kind of the history of the fishing in that area, which declined. But the current update on the cost of the sewer system, the plant was right. The last time I called was right past 310 million. And that's why, to me, right now, if we're dedicating that much funding towards the plant, we can add a little more. I don't know how much it would cost, but $5 million more to take the exhaust pipe behind Mauna Loa McNutt's. And we can do a survey of that area, but the drop off is less than a mile out. In Kilkaha, the drop off is 3 miles out. So that's why the poop lingers in our bay. And it goes from the exhaust pipe in Kilkaha and it tracks all the way back to Bayfront inside of the wall. So that's kind of that's kind of my heavy push behind right now is the time because we're spending the 300 million on renovations and it only costs so much to just make an exhaust pipe go out in that direction. And the EIS would, the impact would have less impact on the Puna Coast. So anyway, that's a follow-up to my update, Mahalo.
Chair, can I just remind everybody
Yes.
about, where is everybody? You don't have quorum right now, yeah?
No.
He went to the bathroom.
So yeah, we just gotta pause, so he's gone.
Okay, everybody, we're just gonna take a fast break. We're missing quorum right now. We don't wanna continue our meeting
He's back.
until District 4 gets back.
So I just wanted to remind everybody about when you can amend the agenda, so it says it in the converse, but you cannot amend the agenda if the item to be added is of reasonably major importance. And action on the item by the board will affect a significant number of persons. And the OIP has basically said it's a really high standard unless it's just affecting one person, you can't do it. And then you need a 2/3 vote to amend the agenda. So that would, for you guys, because you have 9, you'd need 6 votes, so you couldn't even do it anyway. That's all.
Okay.
No, this would be for future business.
Yeah, like if you guys ever want to amend it, but it's a pretty.
Not amended, put it on the, maybe under new business, add these items to an agenda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best way to do it is just put it on the next agenda.
Okay. Mahalo for that update. Moving forward in our district updates, district number 4.
Apologize, I had run too much coffee this morning, so Ryan Lay District 4, back to Bob Dewar. When I get calls like that, the first thing I tell them is, stop voting for politicians that are anti-gun. Because we've tried to, I've had legislation in the past trying to legalize using shotguns with double-aught buckshot in these ag zones. And my God, you thought I was bringing down the wrath of God. So, that's why I quit catching pigs, because I'm tired of catching pigs for people who vote for politicians that are trying to take away my gun rights. And the other thing, I sent you a picture of the alternative is an electric fence, works really well.
Okay, right on. I'll let them know that.
Yeah, I sent you, I emailed you a picture, low profile, easy, and it works great for the pigs. So
Great, thank
electric fences work good for keeping the pigs off your property if you don't have a lot of money. All right, back to Ohigi, like we know, pigs are doing great, wonderful. We've got some pet pigs at the Malama Market that come on call to the gas station. I was there yesterday. And I'm cool with it. I'm surprised somebody hasn't had a cow about it, but yeah, the pigs are doing great. And Kohiki, the county is going to unlock the gate for our new $6 million hot pond that we've congratulations to the DLNR for 7 years and $6 million for a new swimming hole, but they're gonna open the gate so we can get in there and park and use that now. And curious, I would like to know what the cost of the Mono Road fire was to the county, state, and the federal government.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, because, we've got that thing, and back to the fire chief. Maybe he can come next week and discuss why he thinks hunters did it instead of the firemen that rack in the overtime and statistically are more likely to start fires. So, I think that was total BS. The mayor and the chief and everybody should come down like that. If he had proof or evidence that it was started by a hunter, rack him up, lock him in jail. But to make assumptions like that and throw out there, because I think the reporter that was doing it too was trying to get a response, and because I know me and a couple other people called BS on that, and they cut the responses off because I think more than one person was a little upset with the fire chief for saying something without any evidence like that. And since we've got a little time today, Mauna Kea, if you're up on R1 and stuff in the Plia area, if you see bright yellow things that look like Christmas ornaments hanging from the trees, those are DLNR bug traps. They're trying to, I talked to Joshua, and he says they're under the impression that maybe the lack of bugs are affecting the Plia population. So they've got these bug traps out just to get a vague idea of what kind of bugs and what percentage of bugs that they have up there, thinking that maybe the Plia need more of an insect diet than just the Mamani seeds. So if you're wondering what the little green yellow Christmas ornaments are, and also in the Keohe Plia area, if you go in there hunting and see piles of gravel and pipe next to the old cattle waterers, the state is going to do some enhanced waterers for firefighting and supposedly for the game birds. So I'm sure that's a Pittman Robertson fund that they're using that little for the birds so they can pay for that. And, every month I keep saying, why is it the county needs to talk about a lawsuit to the state for not following the law and doing habitat management, which we all know is state thing, and also it's fire prevention stuff. So at this point, with the county not moving forward on anything like that, they're complicit with any fires from now on. And like I said, with I hate to say it, but with the government, bad behavior pays well. We don't do any fire prevention. We have massive destructive fires. The federal government throws money out. The governor throws out $1 million of the DLNR for these BS things on Mauna Kea that are just kindling and just made a bigger fire hazard and stuff like that. So, like we said before, people need to start being responsible for this stuff. It's one thing, like I said, just call me brainwashed, but I work in the nuclear industry. We were in a plant in Washington. Somebody wrote a CR, said there's tumbleweeds against the building. That's a fire hazard. The next day we had 30 laborers out there removing all the dry tumbleweeds around these buildings because somebody said it was a fire hazard. That's what I'm used to. There's a problem and you don't fix it. That makes you liable. Now it's your problem. We know there's a problem up there. We've had repeated things, and the sheep aren't the problem. We've all heard that. And speaking of which, I called Jill Takata's office last week, explained, I said, we just had that 2,100 acre fire. Does she want to rethink her position on the federal mandate and go in there and say, this is a bad idea, let's resume. And they swore they would get back to me before today's meeting, and I haven't heard boo from them. So obviously their position is they're going to keep going with the DLNR. Like I explained to them, I said, these are the same people that thought $6 million of digging a hole in the sand was going to make a boat launch, and we've got lists of things where DLNR has dramatically failed in their things. So the DLNR is not a credible thing. And for maybe another meeting, just with bird season started, I just remembered that they did that crop study last year with the DLNR. Maybe we can get somebody from the DLNR to see what their findings were from that crop study from last year. And as far as up there, so far I've seen 4 different sets of cat tracks. When I go up there, pretty much every time I go up there, I see cat tracks down the road. I didn't see any last time because we got some rain, so it's pretty wet, so there was no dust storm to leave good tracks. And and as far as like the DLNR, somebody let me know that there was a poaching ring on Monroe Road, and I notified the DLNR that, there was some poaching going on in DLNR, and it was, it's Hawaiian homelands. There's not much we can do about it. So, once again, everybody's doing the right thing, letting people know that there's people doing illegal activities, and the state is turning a blind eye to it. There's just, it's just like the same thing. Federal mandate. They got an excuse for everything except for doing what's right. So anyways, that's enough of me ranting and raving and pissing about politicians and nobody doing their damn job and everything's going to hell in a handbasket.
So mahalo for that update. I love it every time. Any discussion on the updates about Pohoiki? Should we? I wanted to add Pohoiki. Do you think we can have a representative come in here and give us an update themselves?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, let's add that because that was a lot of money. Okay.
Thank you.
No comments for District 4, mahalo. Moving forward, all the way to District 9, all the way out. Oh no, District 9, all the way out there. On his
All right, Justin Ackerman, District 9. Real quick, the one thing I will add on to Brian's comment, Brian, I wouldn't throw the firefighters under the bus for starting a fire like I wouldn't throw the hunters under the bus for starting a fire. That's a pretty blatant statement. We have a lot of arson on the island. We had a lot of arson on other islands and on the mainland. So let's not light off any blame throwers yet.
I know
So-
the homeless big thing too, but like I said, it's just statistically firemen are more likely. That was my point. Then let's not be pointing fingers when we're sitting in a bad light to start with.
I hear you. I hear you. Let's not make enemies of those who protect us. Going through, I'm hearing low numbers in birds from my friends who are out hunting. The drought over the summer created some really dry lands. Not hearing good numbers on birds at all. Not a great thing. I'm hearing still low numbers in red spinies. Not a great thing either. I just think we're overpicking red spinies again. I know we've talked about that in years past. Still not good. One thing I did learn anecdotally, we called animal control for a 80-pound mastiff that was running around the neighborhood. Animal control will not come and trap a wild dog unless it's contained. I'm thinking, what does animal control do if they won't trap a wild dog? It has to be on a leash, and that baffles me extremely. So I just thought that was kind of funny. I'm not sure what they do if they don't trap wild dogs. So interesting. I don't have a lot to report. I'm trying to schedule another meeting with Councilman Hustis to get back and continue talking, hopefully range development in District 9 and go over some goat issues, but that's about it. And I don't have much to report from District 9. And I can talk PTA since that's the next one. Still working that. It was the chain of command working to get an approved brief, an approved speaker. Still pushing that envelope, and we'll get that on the agenda as soon as I get confirmation.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the update. Leomana, District 3. Do you it's kind of surprising. I learned that the jurisdiction of all the sciences and game management and biology goes not to the University of Hawaii, but
University of Colorado.
University of Colorado. Do you guys want to say something about that? Because we have it up next on the agenda. Just Pohakuloa, but we weren't able to have a presentation. I know that we've all been up there, we know some stuff, but if you guys wanna comment on that, if you guys have some information about that, because I just heard you say that a lot.
Yeah, well, like I said, they used to have the contract. I don't know if they still have it, but when Brian Leo was the game manager up there, the University of Colorado had the contract for game management and the biologists and the botanist people. Yeah, because I was kind of surprised too, because I thought that was all federally run, but it was the university was in charge of all that stuff.
Okay.
Well, as with anything with contracting with the government, it's out to they put out a bid and bids get bid on by whoever's going to pay for it. So when a bid goes out, it gets put out over FedBiv and then so they, everyone bids on it and whoever picks up the, we'll just say it, lowest bidder wins. So that's just the way it goes with federal contracting.
Yep, Lomana District 3, should we try and contact someone from, I guess we gotta figure out whose jurisdiction it is to manage all the game on there, and then if it's not University of Hawaii, reach out to one of these colleges, maybe they can give us the update about the animal life.
Well, let's flex getting the actual guy from PTA first and get the ground truth before we start reaching out to a school who may or may not have the contract.
Yeah.
Because they actually won't have permission to speak about it if they're a contractor, without having the contractor to offer officers representative permission.
Okay, thank you. All right, moving forward to agenda item number 5, presentations. We're trying to, like we were just talking about, we're trying to get the presentation from Pohakuloa. That's on the back burner right now. Let's pray for that. And so we're gonna move forward to agenda item number 6, old business. GMAC to develop an informational marketing brochure design markup for commissioners to consider. Commissioner Aquino, he's not here today.
Chair, District 1, I got a question. I know a brochure's important, or is a website more important? And then that brings us to an issue too of like, do we need county approval for this? How do you update? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's basically a public relations outreach and it's essentially so the one question is essentially where we're not part of the county. And then we're not a county commission, we're our own commission that the county administers. Do we have more flexibility in what our public outreach is and what our message is to the public?
Leomana District 3, I think all of our PR has to go through the managing director's office. I know I wanted to put out a PSA and he told me any PSA or any marketing brochures, our final needs to be checked by him. Because it's a representation of the county. For the logos, the letterheads, I know that we cannot use it. We got to get approval. But everything else is.
I think that's a real problem. Like, for example, and why we may want to encourage, we may want to have good relations with non-governmental organizations, hunter group or fishing groups, to get the word out. Because we're seeing with the county is late to the parade, and often. And essentially, if it's going to be any kind of issue that is rubbing somebody the wrong way in this building or other government buildings, you're going to have a hard time getting it out. So that's my 2 cents on of getting of what our brand is,
Mhm.
what our GMAC brand is. The other issue is you had county officials telling you that you can't, that the GMAC cannot. What if GMAC says, yes, we can?
Hmm.
You know, does what leverage does the county have over us? The county is here, the attorney is here to make sure that we fulfill sunshine laws. So at the end of the day, are we a county agency or are we outside the county? And essentially, the county is here to just make sure we fulfill sunshine law. And is that a question that corporate counsel could take a look at right now? Or is
What's the question exactly?
the question is that the Game Management Advisory Commission
Mhm.
was a citizen referendum. It went on the ballot and citizens voted to have the Game Management Commission established. Essentially, the county is then dedicated to giving administrative facility. Do we need approval from the county when we write a letter, when we do a PSA, or contact government agencies or the public?
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Sorry, where is this discussion on the agenda? I thought you guys
Well-
were talking about
Yeah, well, okay, so this, you know, the,
brochure.
It's a brochure.
Yeah,
It's
this-
public
yeah.
branding. A brochure is branding. We're talking about a logo.
Because,
We're talking about a public
county
outreach.
logo.
Mhm.
Why do we need to go to the county on this? Why do we need to have approval from anybody in the county, state or federal agencies on this? That's my question.
Yeah, I mean,
Who approves the funding for that is going to be the question. Do they have to prove our spending of our dollars?
yeah, so you guys have the charter that establishes you guys to advise county, state, and federal agencies on matters related to the preservation of subsistence, hunting, fishing, and all these other things. But there's no rules on anything else, right? That's all it says right here in the charter. Your guys' rules that I don't think.
We created our own rules.
Yeah,
There's
they
yeah,
rules
don't-
on, there's rules on the,
There are,
But
but they
it's
don't
basic.
address.
Yeah.
It's like a couple pages. They
It's
don't
very
address all
basic,
the
yeah.
issues you guys are talking about.
yeah.
But the mayor has administrative authority through the managing director for everything. So you guys are under the administrative authority.
The mayor's office, yeah, and Bill.
Yeah, you guys are under the executive branch, the managing director, and agencies under the managing director. So you guys fall underneath them under the charter.
Mhm.
So do I get right this, so who works for who here? Does the mayor work for us? And if the mayor says, no, I'm not digging that PSA, can we go, well, thank you very much, but we're putting it out anyways?
I think that they have administrative control over you guys. So like that's why they're saying that they, all these things that you send on behalf of the county agency, Game Management Advisory Commission has to be run through them. Your budget, your logos and stuff like that. I mean, I don't see it being a big issue. I mean, whatever logo you guys want for yourself, I mean, what's the issue there, right? You guys-
Well, it's not about the question came up with, because we need approval to put the County of Hawaii, because we're a County of Hawaii commission. So we needed to get approval to use that logo, because last year we wanted to make sure it says the County of Hawaii logo, game management.
Yeah, is there an issue with that?
Well, in the meeting, Sylvia told us that, because we're gonna make shirts, and then I wanted to put out a PSA, just like a monthly PSA, and then with that plan, we have to run all of that through Bill, which is the managing director,
Yeah.
because all of our information that goes out needs to be siphoned. And we're trying to like, oh, okay, well, what if we don't want it? What if we want to put out our own PSA and we don't want it to get checked?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that they have administrative authority over you guys to require this kind of thing
Okay.
under the charter.
Okay.
And I don't see it being an issue, I don't see them being like, oh, this is offensive, to somebody or anything like. what's offensive about your logo. I think it should be fine.
Or in, not just a logo, just message, just PSA or marketing, you know, like, what if we make a brochure and then all of our bullet points of information on a brochure?
I mean, I think it would be fine. I don't see them. I think you guys should cross that bridge when you get there.
Okay,
Just follow
yeah,
the
yeah,
procedures. If there's a big conflict of like, like we don't want you guys.
Cause it's more like, do I need to go, when do I get it approved by then? Like, hey, what kind of stuff? Cause we never got trained on what kind of stuff you guys want us, like, what's not accepted.
Yeah, I think you guys can just discuss, like, you guys are right now talking about your informational marketing brochure. So
Mhm.
you guys should do that, and then at the end of it, run it by them. And before publishing, I think it's fine through Micah, or I think he'll run it there. But I don't really see there being any issues. I think the mayor is okay with
Yeah.
the administration. I mean, they're not.
To me, it's
Yeah.
just another 1 month added to the process.
I don't know. Maybe we should talk to Micah about the
Yeah.
process for that. Like,
Okay.
I don't think it needs to be that. I think maybe Micah can review it, and if maybe they'll delegate that authority to Micah.
Mhm.
That's a possibility, but I think you gotta ask them about how they want to do that. But I don't think it should be an issue, and I think you guys could fast track it.
Okay, here, Chair, District One, Dory,
Sure.
on drafting the logo. We had, Abel said he could do one, but I mean, normally, if you're a business, you hire a professional. Some sort of a professional to build your logo.
I can have somebody, I can.
Can we get
on behalf-
quotes?
Can we give a presentation on branding? That's what she does for a living. One of the, probably Hawaii's best branded marketing person. But, I mean, we won't be able to hire her because it's big, but she can come and give a presentation and talk about it. And who to hire or the process of all of that.
The other thing is like, what, DOFA does, essentially does a contest and says, hey, listen, 250, 500, send us your logo for this is who we are. This is our mission. We want a logo to support this.
Yeah, and then we vote as a board.
Vote as a board, and then we get something professional.
Yeah. But, well, I think that the art contest is kind of hard, to get a I don't know what files that you like. Sorry, I was trying to grab my iPad. It's rough. I know I showed you last week, but I was trying to make a logo with just animals and stuff. It's so rough for even me to do it. But I do think that we should have a professional come and help us. Yeah, because they will cover the whole branding, the fonts, the brochures, the pictures, or whatever your ideas are. Because the shit is hard. Yeah. Okay, any more discussion on agenda item number 6A? And we can wait till Commissioner Aquino is back and he can have more say on that. Okay, moving forward to agenda item number 6B, GMAC 25 first quarter report on its activity. Chair Tiraldi. I don't know how this keeps getting on there. But I'm just gonna cross that one out. I know we went on that one the last 5 months.
Chair,
Yes.
that does bring the issue of, it's not on the agenda, but the second, third, and now we're pretty much getting into the fourth
Oh,
quarter.
there you go,
So
yeah.
like, we got 3 more quarters to do, 2 more that are under the bridge, and one that's gonna be under the bridge.
Is that still up, to be submitted? Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to assign the second and third quarter reports to the mayor's office and council. Then we'll make a motion for that. Or just
You guys are
assign.
talking about your requirement that you send reports or recommendations to the council at least quarterly, right?
Yeah,
You guys have one?
yeah, we submitted, but now we, trying to get to the second and third quarters, or the third and fourth quarters, yeah.
Yeah, second and third, we don't have.
Second and third quarters, we didn't start that yet.
So yeah, I think you gotta put it on the agenda. It's not on here, right?
Oh, okay, let's put it on the agenda for next week. Okay, we'll put that on the agenda for next meeting and, pass that out. Moving on to old business, agenda item number 6C, Ka'u Forest Reserve Access Discussion and Decision-Making as to submittal of letter to support grant easement of continued public access to the Ka'u Forest Reserve, crossing the local portion of tax map T 9-5-008 001 between Makino Road and Ha'au Springs as related to the Na'alehu Hill Consolidation and Re-Subdivision Application Number PL sub 2024 000279, Commissioner Dewar. Which is,
Didn't we,
yeah,
here we're back at it,
Yeah.
because essentially that was to happen last month. On top of that, and on old business, we had the mayor letter going out talking about, term limits and meetings that were canceled from the county side. And then, we've got a district, I'm going off the reservation. We've got District 8, Courtney has not heard, approval for her husband who's been, in the waiting list to become a commissioner. Quite frankly, I think, this is, as somebody who's been a journalist, someone who's a journalist, a member of the press club, treasurer for the last 13 years, this isn't working. I think quite frankly, we're much better off to pass something in here and then it becomes a news item. And then the news, then a citizen can take it and make it aware of the people who need to be made aware of it. Essentially, like on the Ka'u letter, for example, that the fact that it's in the minutes of what we passed, so it should be in the minutes.
Yep.
This is a public record. Okay, quite frankly, does anybody have more time to put the Ka'u letter on the agenda again? No. We're not in that business. We can't do it. How, for example, the fire chief, a letter going to the fire chief, and to Justin's point, needs to be a kind and polite letter, but it needs to be to the point. How do you know Hunter did it? Right. That's gonna be at least 2 months. And then what's gonna happen is it's gonna go up here and it's never gonna go out. Does anything ever go out? I mean, what letters go? For example, the first quarter report was written by the chair. Was that presented to the council? Did the council, do we have a receipt? Can I go to say, somebody, can you show me a copy, a public record of the transmittal from the administrative powers of the mayor's office to the county council?
you're right.
Right?
Yep, them on a district tree, yeah, right.
Right.
Did you guys draft this letter already for the
Well,
Forest Reserve?
for that one, we didn't draft the letter, we just supported the letter.
Oh, you did.
You know.
You sent in something to support the letter.
Yeah,
But we
basically said
talked about it.
yeah.
We talked about it. We drafted it and we went on the record of who was going to go to. And we mentioned that we were going to, we were supporting the position of the Sierra Club and
And whoever to let,
LA.
Is that?
No,
automatic trails,
that's all we need.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
all.
That's all we
Do
need.
you guys know if that happened? Like, who's responsible for actually doing that?
No, and now that I'm thinking about it, even the reports, because I know we submit our quarterly reports onto our folder, but then we weren't going to the council meetings to actually, because I think because we were trying to set it up to where we present it to the council instead of just submit a report, because we had the same issue where, oh, we don't know if anyone takes it or reads it, or where does it get sent to for all of them to have it.
Yeah, I think you guys should firm up that process.
Yeah.
That way you guys, aren't doing things, nothing.
Yeah,
So like this letter, like, I mean, does anyone here know of whether or not that was actually delivered to, what was it, the planning commission of City?
Yes, yeah, the planning commissioner.
oh, see, this one.
Oh, it's my bad. I guess we could look at the minutes and see like what happened last time.
But, shoot, what was I talking about? Getting it over there?
You're talking about.
Okay, motion, okay, so a motion, roll
Yeah.
call, all in favor, motion passes. Okay, for chair to draft a letter to determine the agencies to send it to and CC to. Okay,
Yep,
and then,
and
I passed you notes.
yep, and then I did that, and then it got added back over here, so I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Wait, do you have that letter? Did you
Uh,
draft the letter?
yeah, at home. But, on the computer, but that's why 2 weeks ago when we came out with this, I'm like, okay, I'm just waiting.
There's still time though, because
Yeah.
I'm still considering it. It's not like, so I think, so if you have that letter, do you have it today? Do you have your computer? You can just,
No, I
Yeah,
shoot, I
so-
don't have anything on.
but you guys can. At the last meeting, you voted for you to draft the letter already?
Mhm.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
And then it get, okay,
So you
so
guys
I just
already
send
have
it
the
out,
authority.
yeah,
You're gonna, so then what's the process for you guys to send out letters is to run it through the administration to be sent to the proper authority? Is that how it is right now? That's how it is, right? So. Did you guys talk to Micah about this process?
no, I was just gonna send it to the, planning department.
Yeah, so I think the procedure is to run it through them, and I'm guessing it's Micah. So is Micah coming back today or no?
I think he's supposed to close the meeting.
So at least for this, so I think a few things. I think you guys gotta firm up the process for getting these documents to the right people in a timely manner before they make decisions on this. So like this one's pretty important, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
the planning commission
Yeah.
has the authority to require certain things be done, and you guys, along with the Sierra Club, are asking that in exchange for the land use approval, I think it's a subdivision application.
Yes.
The owner is required to provide access to the mountain, right?
Right.
It's just keep the easements open that are already existing. easements.
Yeah, so I mean, my assumption is that the planning commission, planning department would be the two departments that you'd want that to go to. And then ultimately, I don't know if it's a big one, it would get approved maybe by county council. So yeah, and we can do this offline.
Can we, one problem we had with a past corporate chair was that we couldn't come to the meeting with a drafted letter.
No, you can't, you can.
Yeah, so that would really, that streamlines where we're at. That would streamline
We
us.
can draft a letter here.
We could draft a letter.
Yeah,
And then,
that's what we usually do is like, we put on the agenda, like, the commission will consider whether to send a letter to provide comments and recommendation on planning, whatever. And then you come there, you have the letterhead and you guys discuss, okay, we want to say this, let's vote on it. We recommend this. Okay, let's discuss it, vote on it. Okay, point one, boom, put it in the letter right there. Okay, commissioner, whatever.
and who's transcribing the letter?
It's up to you guys. Like, for me and my commissions, I've decided to take over that because it's hard for the chair to be facilitating the discussion and drafting at the same time.
Yeah.
It always ends up, the last two experiences I had, it was like not what the commission voted on. So I think in the future,
Could we do, to your point, could we do that right now? I mean, because we're not, it's not a complicated
it's on the
letter.
agenda. You can do it, yeah.
It's on the agenda and then essentially,
Do you guys have a letterhead?
Guys, we did have a question. Dexter had his hand up, but he put it back down. I don't know if Dexter, you have a question still.
Well, thanks. I just wanted to basically ask the commission what they're asking right now of the county council. Where with the letters, excuse me, where does the letters go that you guys write up? Because I want to know, what I wanted to know was, if you have a list or copies of the letters you guys have possibly put together since the beginning of 2025, where how many letters have you guys sent out? Because I'm attending basically every meeting and listen to all of your comments, but I want to know if when you say you guys are supposed to be advising county, state, and federal agencies about things you find out, I want to know if you guys got together with them from the meetings and sent out letters to those certain departments, and did you get a response from them to see if anything was being done? Or like how Bob was saying, it goes to a certain area, then it's lost. It doesn't go any further. So in that case, why even bother, right? You gotta make a motion where some way you can step on someone's toes to get some attention, because it seems like that's what needs to be done. By doing it the way you guys doing it and not getting the letters out, then nothing gets done. And the other thing that I'm pretty concerned about is that you guys are the Game Advisory Commission, and we're the hunters. How many of you people have gone out to your areas and asked hunters, fishermen, and so on and so forth about problems they perceive that is happening and ideas that they have? Because I look at it this way always. If you see a problem and you bring it up to somebody's attention, also provide a solution to that in your eyes. Maybe not the right one, but also provide a solution of what you think may work. Anybody can go out there and bring up problems. That's not a big deal. Problems are easy to create. Now, if you're going to do that, come up with a solution to the problem that you found. Okay. Another thing I wanted to say, I've been holding back for a while. You guys should stick to what the commission is all about. Read what the commission was put together for and who's your boss. Your boss is the mayor. Plain and simple, right? Read what this was put together for. It's right there on when you apply for the Game Commission. Read what is done and stick with those issues. Like the sewer is a big issue, but you know what? There's an environmental commission. Segawa is taking care of that issue. That is where your direction should go as far as bringing up questions about the sewage. Then animal control. There's a division in the county for animal control. You see things running all over the place, get a hold of that person, bring them to your meeting, ask them what's going on. I feel that the reason I'm coming out now, and probably Tyson, which I really like his support for me, that I'm coming out now and saying these things, is that we had that meeting with Clayton Kubo, with the hunters. I mean, I feel that that type of meeting, sticking to the subject of what we said we were going to do, like how you're supposed to do, is what I enjoy. And Tyson, thanks for all the support you gave me during the meeting. Again, I'm saying up to you. Okay, well, anyway, Bob, you're hitting it on the head. Keep going. Just get one more step ahead and give me information I'd like to know, because you guys representing me, and I haven't heard of anybody except Bob who came and asked me questions about certain issues. But other than that, you guys just going ahead and making all the decisions on your own, and you want to claim your own letterhead, you want to do this and all that. What are you guys going to do in it when you guys get it out? How many hunters do you have on your list right now that you can contact at any minute? Because as far as I know, when I first started to attend these meetings, we couldn't ask any questions, and we still can't ask questions. The meeting is between you guys, and I don't think it's fair for any of you. Well, if you were full 9 people representing 3,000 hunters, we're not getting their input also. I mean, basically, that's how I look at it. Get a questionnaire, mail it to the hunters. You think you know find out what else is going on with the hunters. Mail a questionnaire, drop in a blog. I mean, you guys want to do all of these things while printing things up. Print up something like that. If you cannot meet with them because you can't hold a meeting, put out something like where a questionnaire. Drop it off somewhere at a checking station, at the boat ramp, at the fish market, Tokunaga, and then have them sent to you guys, and you guys go meet and go through those questions and see where you should be addressing things. Maybe that might help with you guys going, and the county council would be more interested in listening. But now then you'll have more voices behind what you guys trying to attempt to do. Thank you.
Thanks, Dexter.
Mahalo, Dexter. I actually like that last idea that you had. I never thought about it until I heard you. Drop off questionnaires at the check-in stations. I would pick up one of those, or even at the stores. So I think that's something I'm gonna add onto the next month's meeting or the future meeting.
Chair, getting back to action item on the Kau Reserve access in a simple letter. I mean, is it basically one describing what the issue is, which is stated in the minutes? So essentially, we support the grant of easement, continued public access, and then here's to number PL sub 2024-00279. So we have a little bit of boilerplate of actually what we're talking about.
Are you asking, I'm sorry, I
I'm
understand.
asking to draft, if we can draft that letter right now
Yeah, I mean,
and keep it simple.
I just don't have the letterhead. Yeah, is Barbara around? Is she online anywhere?
If you get it to Barbara, if we draft a letter, submit it for approval, then Barbara just gets it and then puts it out.
Yeah, so I don't know what you guys' procedure is for doing that. So that's probably what you probably want to put down the agenda as a procedural matter to discuss and firm
Hi,
up.
Chair.
Hey, aloha.
This is Barbara. So, at the last meeting, Leomana was supposed to work with Cody and get the letter out. So when I did talk to Cody before I did the agenda, because I couldn't reach the chair to do the agenda, Cody did say she did not receive anything from you, Chair Leomana. So yes, I will, once I receive the draft letter, it's been approved by the attorney, I will put it on the letterhead. And then I will call our chair and he'll go by and head office and sign it. We've done that before, Leomana.
Yeah.
We've done it that way. So it hasn't changed, but you need to get the draft, your draft into the attorney. She reviews it. And that was all discussed in last meeting. And you determine what you wanted in the letter. You guys discussed that.
Yeah, we just decided to support the letter, yeah?
Yeah. It was just 2 sentences you were just going to add in the beginning and get that to our attorney. And then we could go ahead and send it out. We could still do that.
Yeah,
Do it right now.
Yeah, let's do it right
Yeah,
now.
I can do it on the computer. I can type in the language, send it to Leomana. I'll CC Barbara and Cody. And it's right here in an email. And then she can put it on the letterhead. So what was the point? So they would start off, this is addressed to who? The Planning Commission?
This is addressed to Jeff Darrow. We took, do you have the copy of the
minutes? No, but Leomana might have
letter
it.
in front of you? You all got that at the last meeting. So it shouldn't be too hard to do, just the 2 sentences.
Yeah, we'll do it right now. And I'll email you, dear Planning Director Jeff Darrow. At the what meeting was the last one? At the October 21st meeting?
Yes.
At the October 21st, 2025 meeting of the Game Management Advisory Commission. The commission reviewed,
Oh, you got it, yeah.
our, the commission reviewed, testimony submitted by Sierra Club and Na Ala Hele. The commission reviewed testimony in regards to Ka'u Forest Reserve access. And
You could put a period there and then specify the access, and the letter of support is the grant easement. This letter is support to grant easement.
Forest Reserve access related to Naalehu Hill consolidation and re-subdivision. Sorry. Re-subdivision application. And I'll read this out again. Re-subdivision application number PL. That's the 2024 279. The commission unanimously, right?
Yes.
Unanimously voted in favor of supporting the position
Of grant.
taken by Sierra Club and Alahele. You guys want, okay, so at the October 21st, 2025 meeting of the Game Management Advisory Commission, the commission reviewed testimony submitted by Sierra Club and Na Alahele related to
The grant of easement for continued public access.
shucks, maybe if I want to change it, related to the Ka'u Forest Reserve Acts. Oh, sorry, say that again, maybe.
It's right up, you could take that right off
right
of the agenda, yeah.
To the grant of ease for continued public access of Forest Reserve crossing. Wait, at the October 21st meeting of the Game Management, the commission reviewed testimony submitted by Sierra Club and Nale related to the grant of easement for continued public access to the Ka'u Forest Reserve. As
There's supposed to be a letter that goes with this, at least from the Sierra Club
the
that we read.
commission supports the implementation of, I don't know, the grant
Or just supports
Yeah, if you look at page 20 of the minutes, the bottom, Leomana had already covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Page 20 of the minutes, right at the bottom.
okay, so the commission reads it. Forest Reserve. Okay. The commission has to establish a public vehicular and pedestrian access easement to the Mauka portion through the Mauka portion of TMK. TMK 9-5-008 semicolon 001. That's it.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys okay with that? At the October 21st, 2025 meeting of the Game Management Advisory Commission, the commission reviewed testimony submitted by Sierra Club and Na'ala Hele related to the grant of easement for continued public access to the Ka'u Forest Reserve. I guess as raised, I kind of want to reference that planning application, right?
Yeah.
As raised in Na'ala Hele Hill Consolidation and Re-subdivision application, blah, blah, blah. The commission unanimously voted in favor of supporting the position taken by Sierra Club and Na'ala Hele to establish a public vehicular and pedestrian access easement through the Mauka portion of TMK 95008-001. That's it.
And then the only other issue was CCing. So we had voted, so we were CCing DOFA, the mayor, and then CCing the county council and the county council rep from Kau, and CC
CC
DOFA,
DOFAW, Department of Fish and Wildlife,
Forestry and Wildlife,
Department of
Forestry and
Is that
Wildlife.
the federal one?
No, that's a state, yeah.
So do you want me to, I should probably spell that out. State,
Department of Forestry and Wildlife, DLNR, Department of Forestry and Wildlife. And then-
DLNR,
Yeah,
So Department of Land and Natural Resources.
Department of Land and Natural Resources. Is it Division of Forestry and Wildlife or Department?
yeah, division.
Division of Forestry and Wildlife, and then who else?
The mayor,
Mayor,
chemo.
I think it's like, got to figure it out. Mayor Kimo Alameda, PhD, and then who else?
No, we said CC the county council. So does that go to Anava,
Yeah, I think,
or does it go to everybody?
yeah, I think, you could just put county council,
Yeah, that's fine. That
and
could-
then those are the like little kinks you guys gotta work out, like, okay, when you guys do wanna send it to county council, is there a specific email you send it to, or that kind of thing, because they have their specific procedures, you know, they want a signature or whatever. So I'll just put CC. DLNR, Division of Forestry and Wildlife, Mayor C. Kimo Alameda, PhD, and then County Council.
And then also Laura Cascio, what Department of Sustainability or?
Yeah, the Office of Sustainability
Sustainability.
and something or other.
Right.
So I'll
The
just,
Laura Cascio.
let's see what they're officially. My Google's not working. What? No, what I'm gonna change it to the October 23rd, and then I'm gonna add today's meeting. And November 18, 2025
Yeah, thank you.
meetings. Laura Ocasio. Department of Sustainability. Office of Sustainability, Climate, Equity, and Resilience.
Oscar is the, yeah.
The
there you go.
acronym, yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's not here. Okay, so I'm gonna read this and then you guys can make a motion to,
And then finally, we're also CCing the Isle Ellie and Sierra Club.
okay.
Yeah.
Sierra Club and do you guys want to attach that testimony submitted by them?
It's the last one too. Yeah.
At the October 21st, 2025 and November 18, 2025 meetings at the October 21 and November. The October 21 and November 18, 2025 meetings of the Game Management Advisory Commission. The commission reviewed testimony submitted by Sierra Club and Na'alahele related to the grant of easement for continuing public access to the Ka'u Forest Reserve as raised in Na'alehu Hill Consolidation and Re-subdivision application number PL sub 2024-000279. The commission unanimously voted in favor of supporting the position taken by Sierra Club and Na'alahele to establish a public vehicular and pedestrian access easement. Did they say that public vehicular and pedestrian access easement? Probably, right?
Yeah.
Through the Malka portion of TMK 95008-001. For reference, Sierra Club, for reference, the testimony submitted by Sierra Club and Na'alahele is attached. So that way they have it all there. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Is attached. Do you want to say anything else, please? Okay. CC, Department of Land and Natural Resources, Division of Forestry and Wildlife, Mayor C. Kimo Alamedo, County Council, Laura Casio, Sierra Club, Na'alahele. Do you guys, somebody want to make a motion on that letter to be sent?
Lomana District 3, I'd like to make a motion to okay this letter and send it out. That's what everybody mentioned.
Brian Lay, District 4, second motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Discussion.
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry, discussion,
No.
none seen. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, so I'm gonna send
No
this
objection.
to,
Motion passes.
Hi, Leomana. Below is the language that commission approved at today's meeting. Is Barbara online?
Yes,
Barbara, I'm just gonna send this to you, and I'm gonna send it to Leomana, CC you and Cody, and
Okay.
then you guys can process it. Is that okay?
that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much, Barbara. Go to the language. No. Could you please process accordingly? That is. Perfect. I'll send it right now. And for a letter of permission. Okay.
Okay, yes, okay, thank you guys very much. We got that taken care of, sent out. Thank you very much for that. Moving on to next agenda item number 6D. The commission intends to discuss future topic GMAC agenda presentation.
So that's another thing too. You should probably just do an email right now to Barbara to put him on the agenda, right? Who's that?
That's not a bad idea.
No, to Barbara Castle, because a
Oh,
few things
okay,
are
yeah.
missing, like on this one that you guys know last time.
Yeah, if we have time, I'd like to work on the agenda because
Yeah.
as I had mentioned to you all, I'm retiring. I don't know who's going to take this over. So,
Okay.
once you all leave the room, it's so hard for me to get a hold of you guys. So if we can work on an agenda and possibly get that done soon. So then
Okay.
what I normally do is go through, listen to the meeting, and I'm pulling on what you're saying, what you want on the agenda. So this is going to help me out. So, yeah. So if we can get some stuff on the agenda, that'll be great. Thank you.
Barbara, can you email me the draft right now, and we can just do it right now?
Yep.
Work through it,
The draft agenda. Okay.
like a Word version of the agenda, and we can just work on it right now.
Okay. All right. I need to go back.
Chair, one thing is, in talking with Ashley at her event in Pune for the wild meat, she's willing to come here and talk to us about pig efforts, but also about our game management recommendations that are in front of her for the general plan.
All
So
right, yeah.
that would be something to try to work around her schedule, get her as a presentation.
We should definitely do that because I would love to hear what game management recommendations that is.
Right, District 4. Hey, I just got a text. This is the disturbing thing. So Nani Podline said she put a question in the comments and she was wondering if it would even popped up or anything. So, we get people from the public that put questions in and nobody ever seems to get these things. So how come we're not getting these?
Does she want to give public testimony? She can give public testimony.
Well, she put a text in the comments and she was wondering if it was even noticed.
Yeah,
Let's see if she wants to give public testimony, because
Well, I don't see her online right now, but
do you want to, you can.
she said, did you see my comment in chats? It's a different format now and unclear if my comment got through.
oh, there you go.
I had the chats open and I never saw anybody chat up.
Yeah, there's no chat I see.
So her comment is.
And she's not online.
Yeah,
Not online now, but she said she put a,
it's right there. So it was a direct message
Okay.
to the host, which I think is in this room, but it says Mahalo GMAC exclamation point, excellent points. Thank you for following up on a Ka'u access letter and teaming with Na'alahele.
okay.
All right.
And if she wants to, she can provide testimony right now. She wants to.
No, she's not online anymore.
She can call your phone and provide testimony.
Before we continue, should we, because we're drafting
Agenda items.
agenda items,
Let's see, Barbara sent,
can we
oh no,
make a motion on the floor right now?
what?
You wanna make a motion now before we run out of time?
Oh, yeah. I
Why-
would like to make a motion to change the meeting time to the evening times that we keep discussing about, but never seems to happen.
Actually, do we second the motion, so we
Yeah,
discussion or
and then
discussion?
yeah,
We should put that on the agenda because I think that's something the public will want to know about.
Yeah, let's do that. Because essentially that's in the letter that we passed to send to the mayor that I worked with Cody, which also included changing the meeting, which included
yeah,
extending the terms for commissioners
Yeah.
who missed meetings as a result of county inability to host. And then the second item was to change the time of the meeting. Yeah, so that's in a letter. Maybe we need to and Cody worked it out. So that's letter's drafted. But maybe we need it's ready to go.
yeah.
Do we need to see it again?
Not if we approved it.
If we approved
If we
it,
approved you to do it, we don't need to see it again, send them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get that from
I
Cody
get
and
one.
then.
it's been like a year now and we still have a day meetings and nobody's.
Yeah. We got, tasting,
Yeah, Taste District 2, my understanding, if when I did look into it, you know, if it does pass, correct me if I'm wrong, but, if it, let's say the term ends and nobody sits in the seat, I believe we have up into an extended 90 days.
yep.
Correct me if- Right?
Yeah.
So that would be actually a good thing too, and like, to instead of just have the ending term. Does that still apply? The 90 days, it still does apply, correct? Yeah.
You know, one thing we could do, because like to Brian's point on this motion, it's been over and over. Do we have Micah? Do we have put Micah on the agenda? Do we need to put somebody on the agenda can actually speak to changing the time?
We can add somebody on the agenda right now, yeah?
Yeah, so let's, so I'm just, hi Barbara, below our agenda topics for, that GMAC would like on its next agenda or whatever. So you guys wanted the quarterly stuff, right? The quarterly updates or quarterly reports, right?
Pascal, quarter 2 and 3.
Discussion.
If I just draft, I can just, if that's on the agenda, I'll just draft it, bring it, and then we can take a look at it. And then
That's okay, yeah.
If it's okay, then we just pass it.
Discussion and action on which quarterly report?
Second and third quarter.
Second on GMAX, second and third quarter reports. Okay, what was the other things you guys wanted on there?
Vote for chair and vice chair.
Okay, chair and vice chair election. What else? That letter about the terms things, did you want that on there? Or you guys already?
we already did that.
Okay. You were taking notes throughout the meeting, right? Yes.
Yeah. I know, Pohakaloa is still up there.
You know,
Buffalo, you wanted.
keep PTA for
Yeah.
presentation, and then if we do a presentation for Ashley and she can't make it, then we just roll it.
Yeah.
We also have Fish and Wildlife Service with their critical habitat overview, which is really big. So if we put them, if Fish and Wildlife was on last month's agenda, and they never showed.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
If we just keep that on presentations
And roll, yeah.
and then roll them, defer them to the next month until we can finally check them off.
And we put bird crops, the lawsuits on the agenda and another thing that's highly disturbing, if we could look into it, would be, who's responsible for biocontrols? And how do we find out what they've released into the environment?
It's a really interesting question.
Because somebody told me today that they did release a biocontrol for the cane toads. So like I said, how do we find out, no public thing, or are they just willy-nilly reducing biocontrols without public knowledge? And what they've released in the past would be nice to know too.
Okay, so I have discussion and action on the second and third quarter reports, election of chair and vice chair, presentation, the Pahakaloa one that was today. Was there another presentation that you wanted on there?
Yeah.
Presentation, council member Ashley Kirkowitz regarding what? Kirkowicz
Pig game management, I think.
Yeah, pig game management and the,
regarding pig game management where? Management in Puna
yeah, and the general plan.
and its relation to general plan?
No, and no,
just-
that's
and
period.
separate?
Yeah, and she received our recommendations for changes to the general plan.
And an update,
Yeah.
The
regarding
General Plan 2025 or something like that, but that was.
the update, do you want to specifically like an update regarding you guys' comments? in the
Correct,
document?
of where it's at, of what,
Update regarding
edits,
GMAT.
we need edits or.
Yeah, she was talking, they were just gonna scrub the whole thing and start over again, and we never heard.
And an update regarding GMAC's comments on the general plan. On the county's general plan.
And then US Fish and Wildlife,
And that's another presentation.
yes, US Fish and Wildlife on their 5-year plan.
Not just
Wow.
the comments, guys. Remember she did acknowledge that the whole county council did say that they would like our input, GMAX input into the general plan, and we've never heard anything since.
Right.
Yeah,
Sorry, so the presentation, the US Fish and Wildlife will provide a presentation on
5-year plan update.
the, what is this 5-year plan update?
Their public comment for their, they have a 5-year plan in that they're drafting now.
On its 5-year plan. That is currently out for public comment.
Yeah. It's enough presentation, so.
So 3, so you got, okay, and what else do you guys want? Any old business or anything from here?
We'll also.
Do you want that development? Do you guys want to talk about the process for GMAC submitting your comments and recommendations? Further, like, didn't you guys want to talk about that? Like
Yeah.
how you do that and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
And it might be helpful that to keep an agenda item stays on the agenda until it's taken off. And so we're not constantly reworking agendas, and then the chair has the ability to defer. Or if we want to table something, we bring it back up and table it.
Discussion regarding GMAC's procedure for issuing advice to county, state, and federal agencies, to county, state, and federal agencies. Okay, so this, the reports, chair, vice chair, procedure for issuing advice. 3 presentations, the Pahakaloa one, Kirkowitz, and US Fish and Wildlife. Is there anything else?
We talked last month for a bird season overview.
yeah, we can get a
Presentation,
presentation by Joshua
Joshua.
Peng
what's his name?
Dofa,
DOFA.
Josh Peng Cheng, biologist,
DLNR
wildlife biologist.
division of
Crop in the bird crop in that too.
wildlife will
I saw him at the Smoke It Up thing. I told him, oh, we're probably gonna ask you. I told him to be ready.
present on, what's he gonna present on?
Update on
provide an update.
Greenberg.
An update
I
on
need to do a little
game
research on these fire controllers.
Birds on this island, but yeah, Greenberg season.
Who's in charge and who decides these things, because nobody's.
Oh, and you know, Josh was a pretty good guy. If you ask him a question, you walk on the record, we'll find out. So this.
Yeah, I know it's like the part.
And then,
Again,
can you put
a lot of that?
2026 year plan?
Don't have to tell us what to do.
This is discussion.
Yeah, just a discussion.
Us too. Mosquito releases.
Well, that was public.
Discussion
I never heard
on
anything about
2026.
What is that?
Just our plans for the year.
GMAX.
Just a GMAX general plan.
GMAX, goals for calendar year 2026.
And then discussion on sending representatives to opening day of the election.
Sending a GMAC representative to the opening day of the state.
You guys have your 30, your 90 days. But one thing that needs to go on the agenda is soliciting commissioners in vacant districts.
Discussion.
Yeah.
Discussion
On future commissioners in general, because it's even ours.
regarding recruitment of
Yeah,
recruitment
probably enough.
of commissioners to fill vacancy.
yeah.
Recruitment of persons to fill vacant GMAC seat. Okay, so that's 10 items.
That's good. Are we
Yeah.
good? Yeah.
Well, another discussion about why the county's not processing the people we do have that are put in. Then we say Courtney's husband put in.
Yeah, that's a
Something's
blanket
happening
issue.
with this.
Yeah,
Oh.
right.
I think it's because county council is only allowed to approve 5 commission members a month. So like us doing 1 commission member from each commission every month.
Oh, you guys had an approval of minutes. So approval of minutes and commissioners.
That's not our problem. We need to
Yeah,
solve
yeah.
that problem.
Mhm.
So yeah, these are approval of minutes and commissioners district reports, right?
Yeah. And can we also put in there a financial statement updates and
And approval for legislative
Yeah.
funding.
All that statements from the public.
we all go.
I don't know, I'll make it this year, but it'll work in February, once it starts.
Well, nuclear power booming. Well, you should just feel you're old right now. Yeah, I'm brave.
Sorry, I didn't get the last 2 things you guys said. So there's 14 things on here now, but what was the last 2 items you guys wanted? Something about a financial report
Oh, just a financial statement update
from
whoever knows our bank account, whoever the financial officer is.
Yeah,
uh,
and Claire, that would be from us because GMAC has a budget. So it's from Office of Management.
okay. GMAC will discuss its current budget. Office of Management will provide updates, and then what was the other thing?
Yeah.
That it?
That's it. Yep.
Did you get the legislature travel in January of 2026? So managing director needs to approve that travel.
That was discussion regarding sending a GMAC representative to the opening day of the state legislature. Is that what that was?
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Do you guys just want me to read this again, or are you guys okay with that?
We're good.
Good.
Okay. And Barbara,
Uh-huh.
can I just send this to you?
Yes, please.
Sorry, I didn't have a second to put it in the agenda.
No,
But I-
no need. I'll do it. Yeah.
Thank you, Barbara.
Barbara, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll probably come over for the December meeting, so we'll see. See how that-
All right.
Maybe we can convince all the commissioners to be here too.
Okay.
That's gonna be
True.
your last day, Barbara?
Yeah, that's
December 31st.
I think that's the last day for half of us, but we
Yes.
might, yeah,
True. Okay.
ready? That's it.
Okay.
All right, yes, okay, thank you guys, everyone. Right now is 11:05. I'd like to
Thank you.
get on to our next agenda item, which is announcements. The announcement is December 16th. We'll be meeting here at 9 a.m. at 25 Al Puni Street, Puna Conference Room in Hilo. Auntie Barbara, she had an extra year. She was supposed to retire last year, but she stayed on
Yes.
just to do this job because nobody else could do it as good as her. So I just wanted to tell her one more time, thank you so much. You
You're
made this
welcome.
easy for us, you know, and I just wanted to show my appreciation and say mahalo. Mahalo for always working with me and mahalo for getting this commission to the top. We couldn't have done this without you for real. So
So before we sign off, we usually do at the end of the year, whichever commissioners are leaving, a message, appreciation from our mayor. So Chair, I can work with you on that and get that done.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but although some of you will continue on that 90 days, right? So anyway, we'll talk
Okay.
about that.
Yes, ma'am. We'll talk. I will look forward to that. If there's no more discussion from any of the commissioners, all in favor to end the meeting right now at 11:07, say aye.
Ah,
Aye.
Aye.
All ayes, no nays. The meeting is ended. Thank you guys very much.
Aloha.
Thank you, Auntie Barbara.
Made up our last 7 minutes.
Wow, that was way different than working with some of the corp councils that we've had.
Right?
Right? Wow.
Oh, way different, big time different.
Big time, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that was awesome.
My blood pressure didn't spike and I didn't yell at anybody.
Good. Ending this year on a good note. Yeah.
No more meeting in
Yeah.
December before the end of it.
If Byron comes over, I mean, I'll host
Yeah.
all those guys at